Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another Marvel Legends figure review, and today we have in front of us finally the Infinity Ultron Build-A figure. And as you can see, I just displayed, of course I copied this idea of the BAF art. This is not an original thing from me. I think this is from Shartimus Prime, or I don't know if someone before him, but let's attribute that to him with all credit and respect and all of that. But I just like doing that because it's a cool idea he had, or whoever had that idea. We have the spear that came with the Sharon Carter figure, which is huge, as you can see. We have the arms, which came with whoever they came. I don't know by heart now what came with who. Maybe I do have to hit some pieces, so I'll hit some parts and we'll continue in a second. And there we have the Infinity Ultron Build-A figure all put together, and I'm really liking this guy. I don't know if some other people didn't, I don't know, I am really liking him. Of course the sculpt gets in the way of some of the articulation and all of that, but still, I mean, it's part of how the design of this character is, and I really, well, I guess like almost everybody getting this wave, I really liked how it turned out, you know. You can see that this guy has a nice height to it. I like the golden paint on the arms and on the knee pads here and on the feet actually. Also some details on the torso and on the belt here, the neck actually has some gold, of course, as well. He has the Mind Stone painted there. That's a bit, I mean, the paint on the, I mean, for the stones and for the Mind Stone in the forehead, it could be better. And also the pattern surrounding the gems there, it's almost invisible. It's really super light gold paint, I mean, or champagne, or whatever the color is. That could have been much better, you know. I mean, they were saving on paint there, I guess, but nothing new. I also like how the head, look at that, with the four kind of eyes, if we want to call it like that. You can see the Vision face. Below there's some green and the magenta for his skin tone. Yeah, nice sculpt. Also these like tusks, and yeah, it would be like tusks or something like that, you know. But I mean, we're talking about a robot. Or I like the, well, how the silver reflects the light. Of course, it's just cast in this like metallic, well, in this like silver plastic, you know, with metallic flake. So it's of course has marbling here and in places, especially in the shoulders. It has a lot of marbling. The rest of the body is a bit, it has marbling here in the biceps, both sides, and a bit on the back. Well, it has marbling, you know. Each copy will be different, I guess. He comes with his huge lance, which is very awkward to hold because it's, of course, it's heavy, and he only has one gripping hand. I mean, you only have one hand. I don't know if it would be able to hold it with two hands if both had like a grip, but at least, well, you can, of course, with this like resting hand, you can, of course, you can hold the thing. And he comes with this, but it's of course front heavy. Then you have the cape here, which actually came attached with the torso piece, which came with which figure? I don't remember. Miss Marvel, I guess. So here we have the cape with a little gold stripe there and some like cell shading in the inside, and you just attach it by getting this like holes here through this, well, getting the spikes on his back through the openings in the cape. So there you have him fully equipped with his lance and his cape, and I really like this figure, you know. Well, that's the main reason I got the wave. And yeah, of course things could be better if it would be all maybe painted silver, but it would make him more like scratch susceptible, but or scratch sensible, whatever you call that. But yeah, it's there. I mean, you have, I mean, the spear is just, or lance is super heavy, Now let's check some articulation. The head can look up that far, so that's kind of all the way. Let me actually focus here. He can look down that far. He has a little bit of minimal tilt to the sides because there's a lot of plastic in there, so it's almost no tilt actually. The shoulders can go up to kind of 90 degrees. I mean, right now things are still a bit warm because I put him into hot water, but I guess that he'll be able to do that all the time, even when this gets colder. But yeah, of course these things don't go away, so they will limit the movement. You can bring the arms forward and backwards before they collide with the huge shoulder armor. I really like the design, so I don't have a real problem with that. He has a bicep swivel, both sides of course. If you have the arms really close to the chest, which is massive as you can see, he won't be able to turn that much, you know, because the arms are really go into that body. But well, like in any figure. But you have a double jointed pinless elbows that can bend that far. And you have both hands. This is like in a relaxed pose, and can go all the way around and has a in and out swivel. This one is the gripping hand, has also an in and out swivel, gold paint in there, can go all the way around. The diaphragm can bend forward that far, just a little bit, can bend backwards that far, again just a little bit, so that's the movement you get. He can tilt to the sides, that looks good actually, and he can, well, he has a little bit of rotation. You have to more like, just like that you have almost nothing, because he's very oval shape of the torso because of the width it has. So you have to lift it a bit, and maybe you can get like one click to each side, but I wouldn't force it. Yeah, I won't force this figure. I mean, it's my own copy, and I don't want to break it here in camera. But yeah, you can check yourself. Just be careful, because it has, of course, a peg, and it's ratcheted, and maybe you want to hit it before you start clicking that, and maybe you force or stress the plastic. The hips can go, well, he can do that much splits, which is again better than Captain America 28 years anniversary. He has a thigh cut. He can kick actually that far. Also another figure that cannot really kick 90 degrees on this wave. He has a little bit of motion backwards because, I mean, it gets limited. He has double jointed pinless knees that can bend that far. I think it's enough for this character. The knee pieces are actually, I like how they solved this. And the feet can go backwards that far, forwards that far, quite a lot actually, and has a not the best ankle rocker. It's almost flat, but at least it's not stiff, so you can really use that without, well, at least my copy, I'm not worrying of stressing the peg, you know. Yeah, but I mean, I really like how this guy looks actually. Just take a look at that. And now for size comparisons, there we have the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure next to the Mandalorian, a Cobra Bat, a Stormtrooper, and a Dark Trooper from the Black Series, next to a Captain Carter and Wanda from the Disney Plus shows, next to Baron Zemo, the Red Skull, Doctor Doom, and a Vault Guardsman, and next to the modular Iron Man and Ultron from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. And there you have him next to the figures you need to get in order to get all the parts to build him: Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Mr. Knight, She-Hulk, Sharon Carter, and MS or Miss Marvel. The only figure missing from the wave being the regular Moon Knight, or the Mark Spector Moon Knight, which doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure part, so I didn't get him yet, but I will. And yes, I really like this guy. I don't know, it's a personal opinion at least. I was really looking forward to it. You can see he's kind of on par with the She-Hulk figure. She could have been also a Build-A-Figure, you know. But yeah, I think these two and this girl here and maybe the Moon Knight are the best of the wave. Anyway, for me at least. And I'm really glad to have gotten this guy anyway. So I leave it up to you. You decide if you want to get him. Not everything in this wave is amazing, but there's a couple of really nice figures. And maybe the Mr. Knight, I also enjoyed him actually. And this is the weakest for me, the Sharon Carter. Yeah, but these two are good as well. I mean, they all have their flaws or their limits, you know. But it's a good wave or a decent wave. I prefer the comic figures, you know, than the MCU. I mean, personally, but I really wanted to get this guy, and the other the figures are not bad. Anyway, that is what I think about it. Actually, I really like some of them, and I leave it up to you. Again, please leave a like, share and subscribe if you found this video to be entertaining, and if it was useful for you. If you decide if you want to get the wave to get this guy, I really like it. I can recommend it. I think it's a cool figure, and yeah, I'm not the only one, I guess. And yeah, please take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.